Hey, would you take a single mom serious with 2 kids?
A single mom was 2 kids? Fuck.
Right way.
Hey, if she got 2 kids, she got 2 baby daddies. That's the way it is right now. That's the way it is right now. Fuck. No. You take 2 baby. You take 2 kids. You take 2 kids.
I wouldn't take a girl with 2 kids serious because first of all, those not my kids. That's the baby daddy responsibility, bro.
Okay.
She's a 10.
Yeah.
But she already has kids. What's the new rating?
No, like at least like 4 maximum.
She's a 4.
Maximum.
So you're not gonna accept a woman with kids?
No, I don't. That's her issue.
Luke does not want to be a stepdaddy to no woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a 4 out of 10. Look at this. This is a 4 out of 10 according to some man. Look at her legs, look at her smile, look at her body. So is this a 4 out of 10? Let's be honest for a second. Any man that Miranda Kerr would have spoken to when she was a single mom would have proposed on the spot. Unfortunately though, that boat has sailed. In case you're a man and still torn and wondering if you'd accept to marry such a beauty because she's a single mom, then don't worry. She is now happily married. She married the youngest self-made billionaire, younger than her, by the way, when she was a single mom. And they now have kids of their own too, and still happily married. So that dilemma will surely never be yours to deal with. Well, at least not when it comes to Miranda Kerr. But don't worry, she's only one example of single moms that keep winning. Single moms that look the part and that qualify. They're not as bad as the internet want to make them out to be. They're beautiful, they're intelligent, they're in shape, and while they may have a kid or 2, that's not their fault in most cases because it's the man who left. Clearly, if she's taken care of her own kids, how can we blame her? She's the parent that stayed. The man left. Someone helped her produce these children. He left. He's no longer in the picture. So how are we going to blame her instead?
I'm a single mother. I don't have a husband at home to help out with anything. In a way, it's kind of good not to have a husband because I don't know why.
Facts.
It was dragging me down. Now I feel like working. I feel like writing songs. I might not grow old with a partner, but I will grow old maybe surrounded by good friends. I think friendship lasts longer than love. I love love, but I think I even love friendship a little bit more.
Look at this, another beautiful single mom that is taking care of business all on her own. And that's what we're going to be discussing in today's video. And while I'm going to be discussing in today's video how single moms keep winning despite all the internet hatred, let me remind you that I don't mind if men have a preference and they wouldn't marry a single mother. That's okay. But you don't have to come on the internet and try to convince everyone else too that single moms suck. You don't have to do that. So just a disclaimer, and just to make it clear, with this video I'm not trying to throw marriage or men altogether under the bus, as I do believe in happy marriages and good husbands. They do exist, they're out there. I even have a one-of-a-kind community for women that are dating actively and strategically for marriage to help them find and select the right man, whether they're single moms or not, whether they're divorced or have never been married. It is for every single woman that is dating for marriage. If you're looking for a husband to start a beautiful family with and need guidance and support in your dating for marriage journey, find the link for my community in the description box under this video. But for now, we're going to be discussing why everyone online seem to hate single moms. So let's get into it.
Hi guys, come with me to get my single mom card because everyone in the comments keep reminding me that I'm a single mom, and I thought, oh my god, they're right, I need a car. I also wanted to buy myself a push present because the baby is due in a few weeks. Here I'm signing because I paid in full. Handshake hand. I wanted to buy a nice and safe single mom car. The seats also massage you as you're sitting, which I really like, and I feel like I would need. Whoa, so nice. Vroom, 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 vroom. This is where my baby can sit in the back. And this is me and my sister. Thank you so much for watching.
This was the Wizard Liz. Of course, everyone knows her, but just in case you don't have a clue who she is a top YouTuber, a successful woman, as you can tell by the video we just watched. that is being bullied while pregnant by the worst people on earth. I mean, the woman is pregnant. You're too emotional when you're pregnant. You're sensitive. People don't even think about all of these things. They don't care. They just want to harm you for absolutely no reason. And of course, the man that got her pregnant in the first place cheated on her. And that's why she's making this video. That's why she's getting bullied. That's why everyone in her comment section is reminding her that she's a single mom, as if it is her fault. And I will never blame a girl for a man's betrayal. He is the one that chose to do the cheating. And if we're gonna tell her and lecture her that she should have known better, how much can you know if someone is actually performing? And let's be honest, I think the people that are bullying single moms online are just trying to hide the truth, the reality. The thing about all this is that women realize now that it is better to be single than to drag a dead weight while being a mother. You can't have another person sitting there doing nothing, expecting from you under your roof in your household when you are a mom that is doing absolutely everything for the children. So I will give it to you. It is better to be a single mom than to be married to someone that doesn't want to contribute, doesn't want to help with the kids, doesn't want to even do his role, his department, which is to at least provide fully financially. Because let's not lie, there are men in 2025 that expect princess treatment, and we're not gonna lie about that.
3 kids on her lap, trying to do everything alone. She could barely get a fry in, and oh! This is what we refer to as a married single mom. It's a real thing. There are millions of women in this world right now married to a man on paper and getting absolutely no help from him with the kids. In fact, I talk to women all the time that said it was more work being married to him. It was more of a burden than if she were just actually alone while being a mother. Because you see, when you're a married single mom, you have an extra child. But this child's a full-grown fucking adult. This child has responsibilities that he's leaving on the floor for her to pick up. And I don't care if he's the only one working. I highly doubt he is anyway, but it doesn't fucking matter. You have children, which then makes you a father. And with that comes responsibilities that only you can take on. But instead, all of the cleaning and all of the cooking, figuring out daycare and figuring out school and figuring out birthday parties, when the kids have a medical issue, baths, showers, bedtime. It took 2 to tango, and if you're gonna be in the fucking house, step it up.
I agree. This was a perfect example of married single moms. They do exist. So in such a case, would you blame a woman for being a single mom? And let's not forget that in most cases, single moms that I'm talking about in this video, like Shakira, like the Wizard Liz, have been cheated on. They didn't just part ways and separate from the man for absolutely no reason. They didn't choose to destroy their family life. No woman does that. That's why you have to find a provider man on day one. And before you ask me what does that have to do with anything, now let me explain. A provider man, someone who is taking care of business financially, who doesn't need your help financially, who doesn't need you to contribute financially. When he's taking care of his woman, he's the only one working, the only one providing. In most cases, this type of man, believe it or not, even though he goes to work all day and he comes back tired because he's the only one paying for every expense of that household, he still will take care of the kids. Ironically and funnily enough, this type of man, the provider type of man, is the one that ends up being a good father too, not just a good husband. He will help with the kids. He will help you look after the kids. He will contribute not just financially, clearly, because he's doing everything on his own when it comes to that. He will also contribute when it comes to help with the kids. He would be a great father. And why is that? Let me explain now. A man who already is trying his absolute best and he's putting his sweat and tears and blood into allowing you to not worry about work, to not have to wake up every morning and go running out there to work and providing as a woman and sharing rent with him. A man who is already doing that part doesn't mind doing the rest. What's easy? He's already doing so much to make sure you're comfortable and you're resting and you're not stressed. He's already in that mindset. Now, if you want to work, of course, that's up to you and you should be allowed, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you don't want to have to work or contribute financially, and if your man can afford to allow you to sit at home and not expect from you. So if you find this type of man who's a provider, who can do it all on his own financially, he will turn out to be the man who helps with the kids too, because he already invested in you. He already is doing everything financially on his own. He doesn't want to ruin that effort. He doesn't want to ruin everything he did by making you die and suffer alone by taking care of the kids single-handedly. He wants you to be able to relax and be comfortable and be happy that you're his wife. He wants you to look the part, be able to go out there, go wherever you want to go, do some shopping, do your nails, do your hair, look beautiful, look like someone who's rested, who doesn't have to work, who is not stressed about work. And he's not going to ruin that entire effort by dumping the kids entirely on you. So whenever he comes home and if he finds an opportunity, in most cases a provider husband will also help you with the kids, ironically enough. That is the truth, and that's why we find smart single moms that have a good face card and they are in shape, and she's a supermodel, let's say like Miranda Kerr. She's not gonna just look for any man out there if she wants to remarry. She looks specifically for a billionaire, and I know that some people criticize her for that, but I'm not gonna criticize her. If she's gonna get remarried, why would she not look for a very rich man, a billionaire? Yes, why not? Who would qualify if not her, single mom or not? And that's exactly what she did. He just happens to be handsome too and to be 7 years younger than her. So why not? Even better, right? My point here is that if you're a single mom, don't lower your standards just because you're a single mom. Especially if you are a smart woman, if you have the right face card, and if you don't, guess what? You can fix that up. If you're in shape, you have to be smart. You already made a mistake. You have to date for marriage the right way if you're thinking of remarrying. And if you're not a single mom, if you're one of the people that leaves crazy comments insulting and bullying single moms, leave them alone. It's not their fault that they're single. The dad, the father left. At least there's someone that stayed for that child and that is gonna take care of that little child. So that's it for today's video. The entire point, if you still don't get it, is that when looking for a man, whether you're a single mom or not, try to make sure he's a provider and he's going to be taking care of business fully when it comes to finances and single-handedly, because there is no guarantee he's going to help you with the kids once you two are married, once you get pregnant, once you have 2 children or more. You can never know in advance if the man will help around the household, if he's gonna help with kids. So at least cover yourself financially, make sure he's a good provider, and I hope that the rest will fall in place for you. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, if you are a single woman dating strategically and actively for marriage, I have created a special community just for you to help guide you and support you in your dating for marriage journey. So go ahead and find the link for it in the description box under this video, and I will see you there.